Hi there, in this video I want to share with you 3 tricks for finding head voice. Head voice can be referred to as your upper register, your high notes. It's those high notes that kind of can feel airy, can feel a little bit weak, can feel weaker than our chest voice. Not always, but sometimes it resonates in your head. Now, it can be challenging for some people to find the difference between their head voice and their chest voice. If you're not sure what they are, do go into the description. If I remember, I'll put a card up here and you'll be able to watch my video where I explain the difference between your chest voice and your head voice. It's very important that you know what they are before you can try to differentiate between them. Why do we need head voice? Well, we need head voice for projection, for belting, for creating balance in our vocal range, and for creating a mixed voice, mixed register, blended register. They're all interchangeable. And the reason that we need a balanced vocal range and it's important to develop a strong mixed register is that it helps us to transition between the different parts of our voice that sound different because our voices do something different in different pitches. So head voice is very, very important, even if you think you have a low voice and that you won't be singing high notes. Reason being, with our voice being an instrument, our whole body's an instrument, it's just like a harp. If one string is out of tune, the whole thing is out of tune. If one part of our voice isn't developed, then it affects the rest of our voice. If you are serious about singing, I recommend taking my free 5-day singing course. You'll find the link in the pinned comment and in the description. Just click on that link, pop your details in, and I'll send that directly to your inbox. But do check, because sometimes they do go into spam. So if it hasn't come through within a couple of hours of you putting your details in, then check in your spam folder, bring it out of your spam folder into your inbox, and then you'll be able to access the course. These are a combination of ways that I've been taught and ways that I've developed teaching my students who have found it difficult to access head voice or to feel their head voice. Regardless of your gender, you will have head voice. There are some people whose voices just transition very, very easily. It's very smooth and they can't hear a click or a lift or a flip in their voice. It just transition very nicely and smoothly all the way through. That isn't in itself a problem. In fact, it can be very easy for you to sing through your entire range. But when it does become a problem is when you do want specifically to sing in head voice or specifically to sing in chest voice and you're not able to. And I've found that these 3 tricks are the best ways of finding your head voice. The first thing to do is to imagine you've got 4 plums at the back of your throat. They're just sitting on the edge there. You don't want to swallow them and you don't want them to come into your mouth. This is going to cause you to open your throat, have nice relaxed muscles at the back of your throat. And if we take a note like here, it's not that high. You should all be able to access it. So then those of you who feel you have high voices, and you're going to pretend that you're an opera singer, but you're not going to add vibrato on the end. So, and you might sing. Now, if you're not sure you're in head voice, let's take it a bit higher. So, plummy, pretending you're an opera singer, overdoing it. So you want it to sound like you're being silly. It's going to sound a bit silly. Now, I am at the end of a cold. In fact, I think I've got another cold now. So my voice is a little bit raspy. It's a little bit dry. My vocal cords are quite inflamed. So there's some raspiness coming through. But you shouldn't have that. Yours should be nice and clear. Now, for those of you with lower voices, we can start here. So plummy, open throat, pretending you're an opera singer. It's going to sound a bit weird, a bit choiry. Now, what a lot of people do when they go to sing high notes is to push their voices, force their voices, and feel that you need to actually push towards and force the sound out, and it's the complete opposite. So what I'd like you to try this time is to start lightly and aim for your forehead. So let's start slightly lower. Let's maybe a bit lower here. So you're starting low, you're aiming for your forehead. Now add that plumminess to it. And let's take it up. Aiming for your forehead, starting lightly. Add the plumminess to it. Lightly, forehead. Now let's take it up a bit higher. Lightly, aiming for your forehead. Now add the plumminess to it, so plums at the back of your throat, nice and open, singing lightly, aiming for your forehead. Now the third thing, this is really going to help you to differentiate between your head voice and your chest voice. Notice the sound resonating in your head. It might feel like it's at the top of your head or at the front of your head or at the back of your head, but you're not going to feel anything here. So if we start nice and low, starting lower than your speaking voice, and you were to say, hello, my name, say your name, hello, my name is Carrie. You should feel it resonating in your chest here. When we take it up and we sing in our head voice like we have just been doing, you're going to eventually, if you can't feel it now, feel it resonating in your head. Notice it, don't force the feeling, just sing and allow the feeling to come through. So we could sing, let's start here. So really tap into that feeling at the top in the highest note. So let's hold that top note. And again. One more time. You should be starting to feel it now. Don't worry if you can't. Just go back over the video and start again. Let's take it up. And again. And one more time. And let's take it up. So remember, plummy, light, aiming for your forehead. And again. And one more time. So what happens when you come to do that in a song? Well, this is something that most vocal coaches on the internet won't teach you because they want you to buy their courses or they want you to book singing lessons. If you are interested in taking singing lessons with me, then you can book a consultation. You'll find that in the description. But I know that not everyone has access to one-to-one singing lessons. They don't come cheap and neither should they, but I want to help everyone. So this is what most people won't tell you. When you come to put it in a song, what I recommend is that you start on the sound. So start on an open vowel like R. So at the moment, I'm making videos that seem to include I have nothing a lot because I've got lots of singers singing that. And at the beginning, Whitney Houston sings in head voice. I'm not saying that you should copy what she does. However, that leads to a really nice gradual build in the song so that it's not all big from the start. It's nice and quiet in the beginning. We start softly and we build impact, we build momentum, and we build to a peak where we belt. So starting with head voice. Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Okay, so how do we go from what we've just done as an exercise to a song? I would start. So I'm aiming, I'm keeping it light, I'm keeping that plummy feeling. That's not the right chord at the end, but that doesn't matter, you get it, okay? Then, share my life. Don't do the vibrato, nice and straight so that you can get the control. Add the vibrato later. Share my life, take me for what I am. It doesn't have to sound perfect. We just want to get the head voice in place, and then we can add the pretty bits after. 'Cause I'll never change all my colors for you. So we're keeping that open, keeping it light, aiming for the head, and it will eventually, if you don't get it first time, which it's likely that you won't, and that's fine because it's all about learning, you keep practicing. If you don't get it, go back to the vowel, go back to the R. If you do play piano, if you do play an instrument, please don't try and learn them together. Learn one, so one section on the instrument, learn one section with your voice. When you've mastered them separately, then put them together. I haven't even mastered this, right? I know like the first 4 chords, I have to read them. I don't know them by heart. And it doesn't matter if it takes a long time. If it takes you 3 months to learn one song, let it take 3 months to learn one song, because it's not about the end goal, it's about your progression. And eventually it won't take you 3 months to learn one song unless it's really complicated. That's also okay, but I digress. So I hope that this has helped you to understand more about finding your head voice. My intention is to reach and help people who can't. My intention is to reach and help everyone who wants to improve their singing voice. Now, if you would like to continue with me, I have a couple of spaces left. I am working with people who have found me on YouTube, so it is possible. Book yourself in for a singing consultation. If you're not quite ready for that, get yourself onto the free 5-day course. You'll find it in the pinned comment and in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Stay hydrated. Ciao!